Welcome to how to use count with Carbon LDP. Count is used to count the number of results received with our queries. It is especially useful when we want to do paginated queries. Next exercise, we will be using a database containing information about movies. We can see the structure of this database on the left. We have a container of movies that has documents of type movie and a container of genres with documents of type genres. A movie document has the following properties: name of type string, date published, of type date, and genders, which is an array of relations to documents of type genre. For this demo, we will be using the movie demo, which has this view where movies are shown by a specific genre. In this case, comedy movies. We are showing this because the easiest way to create a count query with Carbon LDP is adapting a function in query to a count query. In this case, we will be using the query that gives these results by genre to a count. The function that gets the results by genre is within a search service which already has Carbon LDP instantiated. This function right here is called getMoviesByGenre _ raw sparkle, to make an emphasis that we are using the raw sparkle tool. As a side note, Carbon LDP has three tools: the document reader, sparkler, and raw sparkle. Count can only be made using raw sparkle. This function receives as parameters the genre ID as a string and limit and offsets as numerical, which they are used for pagination. Finally, detail level. This last one was added by us to get the details of the movie resulted of the queries, but this is not mandatory. This is a personalized function for movies. The function retrieves a promise, which is an array of movie and document. Movie is an interface declared for this project that has the same properties seen before: name, date published, and genres. Document is an object that Carbon LDP has that allows us to do extra operations on the results. Now, we are doing a query for raw sparkle with Carbon LDP. Every raw sparkle query has four sections. The first is the sparkle body, where we define the body that we will use to execute on our database. Then, we have where we execute that query and store the results, which is an object. The next section is where we extract from the results object the data we really want to show. Finally, in the very last section, which is optional, we detail the results by getting extra details of the query executed. In order to adapt this query to a count, we will copy the whole function and paste it under the original. We are doing a count, so we must change the name to our function. For this function, we don't need a limit, nor an offset, and we are not interested in the detailed information. We just want to count. Our function won't return a promise of objects, but just a number, which will be the sum. In our sparkle body, we have a function that returns the prefixes to be used in our query. Then it has a select distinct to get the different movies resulting in our query, and we can change this to select the count of the different movies. We then store that count on the variable names movie count. Next, on the where clause, we have to get all the movies where their genre matches. For this count, we don't need date of publication, so we will get rid of this line. Since we are counting, we don't need to order our results, nor a limit or offset. We now have an adapted sparkle body ready to use for our count. Next, for the execution, we don't need to alter this, but we do have to change how we extract the movie results. We can see that we get the results in an object called bindings, which is an array of objects. The bindings are the results of our query. We will modify how we extract the information. We will get the first element of the array and we can save it on the movie count variable. We now rename the variable for descriptive purposes as movie count. Since we are not detailing our results, we can delete the last section of the query, and finally, we return the movie count. To see this live, we go to our movies demo and see our function in action by giving us the amount of movies found in the comedy genre. We could also use this with any other genre. We can see this with drama as well. And we see we get 3,658 movies. To finish up, we learned that we can adapt any query from raw Sparkle to a count. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you want to learn more, follow the links below and hit subscribe to get our updates.